Okay, hello guys. So for today, we're going to discuss another topic in structural theory. So that topic is cables. So before we start, siguro let's define what are cables. Now, cables are often used in engineering structure for support and transmit loads from one member to another. When used to support suspension roofs, bridges, and trolley wheels, cable form the main load carrying element in the structure. Actually, cables are a very special kind of a structural element. So, bakit ko nasabi yon? Kasi cables are very stable. So, it is often used in bridges to lessen the amount of deflection present in long span bridges, no? Just like this one, what you can see in the picture, no? So, yung beam natin dyan is a long span or yung ano natin dyan or yung slab. So, to prevent excessive deflection, ilalagyan natin yan ng cables. So, one downside of cables is it cannot carry any compression forces. Kasi nga, for example, meron kayong string or meron kayong eye delays. O yung eye delays nyo kapag pinipinyo, it doesn't have any resistance at all. But if you pull that, so makaka-experience kayo ng resistance. So therefore, cables are always subjected to tension. You always have to remember that, no? If you're taking summation versus vertical tsaka horizontal, tas nagme-method of joints kayo, dapat away from the point lagi yung analysis natin. Okay? So yun. So we have two types of cables. So ano yung dalawang type na yon? So unang-una, cable subjected to concentrated loading, and pangalawa, cable subjected to uniform loading. What's the difference between the two? So as the name states, yung cable subjected to concentrated loading is subjected to concentrated forces. O ito, meron kang P1 and P2. What are the example of this one? So for example, we have yung mga sampayan nyo sa bahay, no? Yung mga sampayan nyo, nilagyan nyo ng mga bilog, so doon kayo nagsampay, kung merong hangir dyan, so that will be cable subjected to concentrated loading. O how about cable subjected to uniform loading? So as the name states, no, compared to the concentrated loading, this has a uniform loading. So ano ba yung uniform loading? 'Di ba dapat pag uniform, yan, rectangular, no? So ibig sabihin, ito ay subjected to uniform loading, rectangular. Disregarding the self-weight of the cable. Kasi meron pang another type na cable which is nakadepende dun sa bigat ng string ng cable. That is a catenary cable that will be discussed in another video siguro. But for this one, ito muna, subjected concentrated loading and uniform loading. So by the way, before I move on, this type of cable is also called as parabolic cable. I-discuss naman parabolic cable. I-discuss naman ito maya-maya, no, in our continuity of our lecture, no? Okay? So ngayon, ano nga ba yung kailangan nating tandaan dito? So sabi dito, when L1, L2, and L3 and loads P1 and P2 are known, then the problem has 9 unknowns consisting of tension in each of the 3 segments, the 4 components of reaction A and B, and the sags YC and YD at the 2 points C and D. So tapos na tayo sa determinacy. So probably we do know what are the unknowns in the structure. So for example, we are going to find what are the unknowns in this one. So ano ba yung mga unknowns dito? We have a pin support. So dalawa dyan yung unknown kasi X and Y. AY tsaka AX. Dito naman BY and BX. So dalawang unknowns din dyan. So aside from that, we do have an unknowns for this tension. Tension sa AC. Tension sa CD and tension sa BD. And then aside from that daw, meron pa daw tayong another unknown that is YC and YD. So 4 unknowns based on the reaction and 3 unknowns based on each of the segment of the cable. So that would be 7 unknowns, right? Plus another 2 unknowns that is the sag of each point, yung point C tsaka point D, for a total of 9 unknowns. And sabi dito, for the solution, we can write 2 equation of force equilibrium on each of the point A, B, C, and D. This results in a total of 8 equations. So, ibig sabihin, kaya daw natin makapag-provide ng 2 equation in each joint of the cable. Ano ba yung 2 equation na sinasabi niya? Yun yung summation forces X, summation forces Y. So, kaya daw natin yan ma-produce in each joint. So ngayon, ilang joint ba meron tayo? A, C, D, B. 4 joints times 2, that's 8. E 9 yung unknowns natin. Saan manggagaling yung isa pang equation that we need in order to solve this cable system? So saan manggagaling yon? So sabi dito, to complete the solution, it will be necessary to know something about the geometry of the cable in order to obtain the necessary ninth equation. So, hindi lang pala yung method of joint yung kailangan nating alamin dito. Pati yung geometry, no? Actually, most specifically, yung trigonometry ng cable para ma-solve natin yung other unknowns, no? Para makapag-compute tayo ng another equation. Okay? In solving cables, we have key principles that we need to consider or we need to memorize, no? Ano ba yung natin? Key principle. So, number 1, always subjected to tension. So, yung cable daw, like I said earlier, dung unang statement ko, cables are always subjected to tension. It doesn't have any capacity in compression at all. No? So, number 2, maximum tension occurs in the higher support. For example, we have a problem, tapos ito yung figure. So, saan daw nag-o-occur yung maximum tension? Malamang yung tension sa AC. Bakit? Yan yung higher support compared to BD. Ngayon, pag tinanong ka, what is the minimum tension in this cable system? Anong tension yung kukuhanin mo? You can either solve all of the tension in each of the cable segments or just choose the lower segment of the cable. So, ano ba yung lower segment? That is tension sa CD. So, yun yung lower tension, no? Okay? So, in number 3, the reaction at the support is equal to the value of the tension of the cable connected to that support. This is a very important concept because this helps us compute the unknowns in the cable system. Anong sabi dyan? Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, ibig sabihin yan, di ba for a pin support, we have BY. Let's say this is BY, no? Tapos, we also have, baliktad, BX to. Ito, BY. So, ngayon, yung BX, BY, may component daw yan, di ba? Ito, sabihin natin RB yan, o resultant sa B. So, yung RB class is also equivalent to the tension dB. So, ganun yung ibig sabihin ng key principle number 3. Whatever the tension of the cable connected to the support is also equivalent to the reaction of the support. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? So, for example, kung dito sa kabila, so meron kang AX, meron ka ding AY, tapos naglagay ka ng resultant ng reaction sa A. So, yung RA mo is also equivalent to the tension sa AC. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng statement number 3 sa key principles. No? You need to understand that. You need to memorize that concept in order to solve cable problems. Okay? So, let's move on to parabolic cable. So, ano nga ba yung parabolic cables? A suspended cable is assumed to be parabolic when the uniformly distributed load is assumed to be acting in horizontal projection. Like I said, meron tayong loading na dapat acting in horizontal projection. So, ayan. May nakasabit sa kanya, no? So, kapag ganyan daw yung scenario, that will act as a parabolic cable. So, ano yung kailangan natin tandaan o what are the key principles in solving parabolic cables? Number 1, minimum tension is at the lowest elevation. So, ibig sabihin yung minimum tension mo daw nandito. Kadalasan, tinatawag yung minimum tension na H. Ngayon, yung H ba or yung location ba ng minimum tension is at the center of the parabolic cable? Not necessarily, especially if you have unsymmetric parabolic cables. Kapag unsymmetric yan, hindi yan nangyayari o hindi nangyayari yung minimum tension sa gitna. Nangyayari yung minimum tension sa vertex ng parabola. Ano ba yung vertex ng parabola? Yung highest point or in our case, the lowest point of the parabola. Okay? So ngayon, magkaiba yan na hindi to center, ha? Kasi unsymmetric yung parabola natin. Ngayon, ano naman yung maximum tension? Yung maximum tension, of course, happens in the higher support also. Okay? Dito. Okay? So ngayon, yung pangalawa naman na key principles na kailangan natin tandaan is horizontal component of any reaction at the support or any segment of the cable is constant and is equal to the minimum tension. So of course, this is a parabolic cable. Each of the segment of the cable contains a horizontal component as well as the vertical component. Ang sinasabi ng key principle number 2, kapag naglagay ka daw ng horizontal component dito sa cable na to, which is equal to H, ito equal to H din. Ito magbabago ng direction yan. Ito H, ito H. Lahat daw ng horizontal component along a parabolic cable is equal. Parehas lang din po yan dun sa horizontal component ng itong reaction na to, tsaka horizontal component nitong reaction na to. So again, each of the segment of the cable contains equal horizontal projection as the minimum tension. So equal yung minimum tension tsaka horizontal projection ng each segment of the cable. So yun yung kailangan natin tandaan before we could solve parabolic cables. So siguro, let's try to solve some problems, no? Let me change first the screen para makapag-solve tayo. Okay? Okay, so let's try to answer problem number 1. So for the given cable below, determine the following. So letter A, tension in each segment of the cable, and then letter B, the value of beta 2 and beta 3 provided that the value for beta 1 is 30 degrees. So unang kailangan natin gawin is tingnan natin kung may masosolve ba tayo kapag nag-method of joints tayo. Kasi yun yung kaya natin gawin dito. No? Kapag nag-method of joints tayo, let's see if we take method of joint and we consider joint C, ano ba yung mga unknown natin? Remember, kapag method of joints, kailangan dalawa lang yung unknown. It can be either the segment of the cable itself or the angle. So let's try. Pag nag-joint C tayo, ano ba yung unknown natin? That is tension sa CD, tension sa CB, tsaka beta 3. Remember, beta 3 is unknown also. So we cannot solve this one. So ngayon, kapag naman nag-method of joint tayo sa B, ano ba yung unknown natin? So we have AB, BC, tsaka beta 2. O ngayon, tatlo yung unknown doon, tatlo yung unknown din dito. So definitely, we cannot solve these two joint. So anong pwede natin gawin? Pwede natin gawin is what I discussed based on key principle number 3. Ano ba yung key principle number 3? So sabi natin, the tension of the cable connected to the support is equal to the reaction of that support. So ano ba ibig sabihin nun? So ngayon, ito siguro, lagyan natin ng horizontal and vertical components. Now let's say this is the horizontal component. Tapos this is the vertical component. Ayusin ko lang ha. Horizontal component and then vertical component. So ngayon, ito tatawagin natin siguro na AY. Ito tawagin natin na AX. Remember, equal yung AY natin, no? Sa ano? Yung horizontal component din or yung vertical component din ng tension sa AB. Remember, yung B1 natin, it says in the problem na 40 degrees ito. So yung AY natin is also equivalent to ano, 'di ba meron ka ditong tension din? So ilagay ko lang ha, nakaslant. Ayusin ko lang yung pagkaslant. Yan. So ito RA. So yung RA natin is also equivalent to TAB. 'Di ba? Sabi natin. So itong AY is also equivalent to TAB. Ano ba 'yan? Kung 40 ito, edi malamang 40 din ito. Based on trigonometry, no? Oh, this is 40 degrees. If that is 40 degrees, so this is TAB sine 40 degrees. Okay? So ngayon yung AX naman is TAB cosine 40 degrees. So paano naging sine to? Paano naging cosine to? 'Di ba ang sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Yung hypotenuse mo TAB, yung opposite mo ito, nilipat ko lang sa kabila. No, pwede naman 'yon. So ngayon bakit naging cosine ito? 'Di ba cosine is ka adjacent over hypotenuse. Yung adjacent mo ito, so ang hypotenuse mo itong TAB. So TAB cosine 40. Okay? So after that, we can take now the moment at point D. So using the moment at point D, we can actually calculate the tension at AB. So paano 'yan? So ngayon, summation. Dito na lang. Summation, moment at D is equivalent to 0, clockwise, positive. So ngayon, ano yung isa-summation natin? So we have TAB sine 40. Ngayon, ano yung distance niyan? Perpendicular distance kung saan ka nagmo-moment. Dito ka nagmo-moment sa D. Ano yung perpendicular distance? 12 plus 8, that is 20, plus 6, that is 26, no? So, TAB sine 40 times 26. Times 26. So, that's positive because the movement of that based on point D is clockwise. So, ngayon, yung TAB naman, so yung TAB is moving counterclockwise from point D, so that is negative, no? Tapos, ang perpendicular distance niya, kapag pinroject mo to dito, is 10, no? So, minus TAB cosine 40 times 10. Okay, after that, yung mga loading na natin. So, yung mga loading naman natin, remember that is based on gravity. Tapos, may cable din dyan. So, ibig sabihin, yan ay acting downward, which is projecting counterclockwise movement from point D. So, yung 1.2 ang distance niya is 20, yung 1.8 ang distance niya is 12. So, parehas minus. So, minus 1.2 times 20 minus 1.8 times 12. Equivalent to 0. So, let's try. Kuhanin ko lang calculator ko. So, x wait lang. Okay, ang nakukuha kong sagot is 5.0375, which is correct based on the answer key right here, no? So, answer here, TAB is equivalent to 5.1, ko na lang, 5.0375 kilo Newton. So, this is your answer for the first tension in first segment, no? Okay? So, after that, since we already know this one, we can now solve for TBC. So, paano yun? E di mag-joint B ka kasi dalawa lang unknown mo. Ano yung unknown mo? Yung beta 2 na lang, tsaka yung tension sa B2. Kasi remember, if this is 40, pag naglagay ka ng horizontal dito, ito rin ay 40. Okay? So, ngayon, let's try at joint B. At joint B. O, sa joint B, ano makikita natin? So, sa joint B, meron tayong pag ganon, tapos pag ganon. Okay? So, pag ganito, ayusin ko lang drawing, ha? Kunyari na lang straight. So, ito ay TAB, which has a value of 5.0375. Tapos, ito ay B. Tapos, ito ay TBC. Okay? Tapos, lagay natin yung mga angles. So, ito ay beta 2. Tama ba? O beta 3? Beta 2. And this one, we do have an angle for this. Siguro, burahin muna natin to. Ito ay 40 degrees. So, ito ay joint B. Okay? So, ngayon, paano gagawin natin dyan? Pwede tayo mag-summation forces horizontal tsaka vertical kasi dalawa na lang yung unknown natin. No? Siguro horizontal muna. So, ngayon, summation forces x equals 0 clockwise, positive. So, what will happen in this one? So, we have TAB. O, TBC muna siguro. So, TBC, that's positive because papunta sa right, positive. Papunta sa right. So, this is cosine beta 2 minus 5.0375 courtesy of TAB, no? And then, this is cosine 40 equals 0. Okay? So, siguro, i-isolate natin si cosine O si TBC. So, paano yun? So, TBC. So, siguro evaluate na natin to para medyo madali. So, that is negative. Pag nilipat ko sa kanan, magiging positive po. 5.0375 cosine 40. So, that is positive 3.8589. Tapos, divided by cosine beta 2. So, wala tayong masosolve dyan. So, tawagin muna natin yung equation 1. Okay? So, after that, siguro mag-summation forces horizontal tayo. So, summation forces horizontal equals 0, upward positive. So, what will happen? So, we have TAB o TBC na lang ulit. TBC sine beta 2. And then plus, this is 5.0375 sine 40. Don't forget, meron pa pala tayong concentrated loading dito, which is 1.2. So, kapag hindi mo nasama yan, mamamali ka. Okay? So, lagyan natin. So, ngayon, this is minus equals 0. So, ngayon, i-isolate natin yung TBC, lipat natin sa kabila. So, bali mangyayari, TBC sine beta 2. Ito, evaluate siguro natin, tapos i-remain natin dyan. Sine 40 minus 1.2. So, this is 2.0380. Okay? So, ngayon, di ba we already get the value for TBC? So, that is 3.859 over cosine beta 2. So, pwede natin i-substitute to dito. So, ano mangyayari? So, 3.8589 over cosine beta 2 multiplied by sine beta 2 is equivalent to 2.0380. Okay? So, ngayon, in trigonometry class, yung sine over cosine is equivalent to tangent. Tapos, ilipat natin to sa kabila. So, ano mangyayari sa equation natin? So, magiging tangent beta 2 is equivalent to 2.0380 all over 3.8589. So, ngayon, using this, how can you calculate for the angle? Diba, arctangent? So, beta 2 is equivalent to arctangent or tangent negative 1. So, 2.038 na lang over 3.8589. So, ano kaya yung value ni beta 2? So, based on my calculator, so yung value ni beta 2 is 27.84 degrees. Okay? So, let's see if we are correct. So, 27.84 o tama naman, 8399. Okay? So, after that, siguro method of joints pa rin tayo kasi hindi pa natin nakukuha si BC. So, ngayon, actually, hindi na natin kailangan kasi we can actually solve for BC in either of the two equations that we generate, no? So, siguro gamitin na lang natin yung first equation. So, TBC, ito na lang, no? So, TBC is equivalent to 3.8589 over cosine 27.84. So, ilan kaya yung value ni TBC? .364 kilonewton. Okay, let's see if we're correct. 4.364 kilonewton. So, tama naman tayo, no? So, after that, siguro mag-joint C na tayo para ma-solve na natin. Since we already got the value for beta 2, kulang na lang tayo ng CD tsaka beta 3. Okay? So, let's try to solve that. So, at joint C. So, sa joint C, anong makikita natin? So, we have here pag ganito, tsaka pag ganito. So, this is 1.8 kilonewton. This is point C. Tapos ito, T BC, which is equivalent to 4.364. Okay? And then we do have an angle right here. This is 27. Tapos, meron tayong angle na unknown dito, which is beta 3. And then this one is T, CD. Okay? Again, away from the point palagi. Okay? So, pwede na tayo mag-summation forces horizontal. Okay? So, summation. Forces sa X equals 0. Papunta sa right, positive. So, what will happen? So, we have TCD is equivalent to, cosine beta 3 minus 4.364 cosine 27.84. Equal 0. So, ngayon, ilipat natin sa kabila. So, bali magiging TCD is equivalent to, evaluate muna natin siguro to, 4.364 cosine 27.84. So, that is 3.8589. Tapos, divide natin ng cosine beta 3. So, we cannot solve anything there. So, that would be our equation number 1 again. Okay? So, after that, summation forces sa y equals 0, upward positive. So, this will be TBC. So, 4.364 sine 27.84 tapos plus TCD sine beta 3 and then minus 1.8 equals 0. So, ayusin natin. So, siguro unahin natin si TCD. So, TCD is equivalent to, ito, evaluate natin, lipat natin sa kabila. So, 4.364 sine 27.84 minus 1.8. So, that is 0.238. Pag nilipat sa kabila, magiging negative 0.238. Ngayon, divided by sine, kulang pa yung sine natin dito. Ulit. So, this is sine beta 3 equals negative 0.238. Yan. Okay? So, remember, we already solved the value for TCD na merong cosine. So, pwede natin i-plug in dito. So, ano mangyayari? 3.8589 over cosine beta 3 times sine beta 3 is equivalent to negative 0.238. Okay? So, after that, again, sine over cosine is tangent. So, tangent beta 3 is equivalent to 0.238 over 3.8589. Now guys, for solving angles, you can disregard the negative sign. No? Pwede natin disregard yan. So ano mangyayari? So beta 3 is equivalent to arctangent or tangent negative 1, 0.238 over 3.8589. Okay? So, what is the answer for our beta 3? Shift tan 0.238 over 3.8589. So, ang nakuha natin is 3.53. So, 3.53 degrees. So, this is the answer for beta 3. Let's see if we're correct. So, ang answer naman is 3.53. So, let's figure out what is the value for TCD. So, TCD is equivalent to, copy na lang natin yung isa. So, ano ba dito? Ito na lang. So, 3.8589 over cosine 3.53. So, ilan yung value ni TCD? $3.866. 3.866 kilonewton. So, this is the answer for the tension in cable CD. So, let's see if we're correct. 3.866. So, tama naman. Okay? So, this is the answer for problem number 1. Again, first thing you need to do is to find out whether you can solve each of the joint. So, ngayon, yung joint natin, hindi natin ma-solve, kaya nag-proceed tayo dun sa reaction. Okay? Again, yung reaction is equivalent to the tension in the cable connected to that support. Kaya nagawa natin so, nakapag-moment tayo. And then eventually, we use method of joint since we already got the value for one tension in joint B. So, tuloy-tuloy na, no? So, hanggang sa makuha na natin lahat ng tension as well as the angle. So, this is problem number 1. Okay?